Hello and welcome back. So today we are going to look into how we can customize Liferay JSPs so that we can change the look and feel of the JSP, or if we want to make some updates on the text, or if we want to add some more controls on the Liferay out of the box portlet, how we can do that. So there are a couple of ways using which we can do the same thing. So there are two ways that Liferay allows. One is using the Liferay's API to override a JSP, and another one is a non Liferay API based technique to update the JSPs. Always and always choose the Liferay API method so that you can easily maintain the code. Along with that, if there is something which is gonna be breaking due to the latest update that Liferay has provided, you won't be facing challenges because you know what you have changed and what all functionalities you have made in order to customize the JSP. So I have collated a list of both of the approaches, like what all options do we have and what all cons or limitation this particular method is having. So let's start with the one which is Liferay provided and Liferay recommended by using the Liferay APIs. So the first one is known as dynamic include. So what happens is, let's say there is a JSP of blog portlet. So you want to update that JSP, you want to add something in that JSP. So what happens is this particular methods add the content at dynamic include tags. So the first thing that you need to understand over here is that the JSP that you want to customize should have a tag which is known as dynamic include tag. Then only you would be able to add your JSP into that particular JSP. So as I said, like this particular method needs you to have dynamic include in the tag in the JSP. That's why you need to have this is kind of a limitation for that. So it's limited to JSPs that have dynamic include tag or tags whose class inherit from include tag. Only inserts content in the JSP. So it can only insert the content in the JSP, and also like there is a limitation. Not all JSPs are having this dynamic include tag embedded into them. That's why it is kind of a little bit of limited to the JSPs which are having dynamic include tag only. Now the next option which I personally like and which is really good is Portlet Filter. So what happens is it modifies the request and response to simulate a JSP customization. So normally what happens is as soon as you uh, hit the portlet, there can be something which is known as portlet filter that can manipulate the request and response which is going to come and go out of the portlet. So what it does is it doesn't directly customize the JSP, but what it does is it allows you to simulate that change. So it allows you to manipulate the request and response, and hence you can customize the JSP, what exactly the user is going to see. Now, another one which is like overriding a JSP without using the Liferay API. So the first approach over here is the Osci Fragment. So what it does is it completely overrides a module JSP using a OSGI framework. Okay, so what happens is like you create a fragment and you can override any resource that particular module is having. So the way fragment works is like it gets attached to the host module that is there, and then rather than calling the actual resource of that module, the resource which is provided into the fragment is going to be provided is going to be utilized at the runtime. So it's not only limited to JSP, you can even override the class file, or you can override the resources file like language.properties file or any other resource per se which is there in the module. So the limitation over here is like it changes the original JSP and it can result into errors at the runtime. Another option is custom JSP bag, which completely overrides Liferay DXP core JSP or one of its corresponding -ext.jsp. So the limitation of this one is it is only for Liferay DXP core JSPs only. There are a couple of JSPs which are core JSPs. So there should be one corresponding -ext.jsp file sitting over there if you want to utilize this method. Now, again, the same limitation like original JSP or module can cause runtime errors because you are making change into that. So you need to be aware of that while using this particular stuff. And mostly like with the higher version of Liferay that is going to come in future, anything related to XT is going to go away because what you are doing essentially is you are changing the core of Liferay. So that's not kind of something which is allowed. So we are going to go in and start looking into these approaches that we have and see how we can customize the JSPs in the next section. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Bye bye.